Boom.
Hello everyone. Welcome back. And this time we are episode number 4. Let's fucking go. All right. So this is a really cool episode. Mainly because I only recently got connected with Ian, and as we were chatting on Instagram, and then we hopped on a call, and then we realized we actually came from the same place in Malaysia, same small town. Actually have like loads of mutual friends, but also I think there's so many things that we both could relate to. And when I was like throughout the call with Ian, I was like, holy shit, I really fuck with this guy a lot. And Ian's just doing some really cool things. And I will pass it over to Ian just to give a quick intro to yourself. Well, what are you up to? What you do? And then, yeah, we can go from there basically.
Hello. Well, thank you for having me. I really appreciate this.
Of course,
This is
brother.
fun. This is really fun. I am in marketing. So I've been doing marketing for almost 5 years. I'm head of marketing for a business building material supplier in Dublin. We have one in Ireland. So I manage the Ireland branch. There is a few offices in the UK as well. I do content on the side. I love creating content that either converts, content that increase sales or conversions or engagement, that kind of thing. So I would say I am more to the content strategies kind of side part of social media. On top of that, I just like creating just content for myself, just telling stories in however way I see fit. Yeah, I also do magic. I used to do magic. I haven't been practicing a lot, so I can't say I still do it. But yeah, 10 years.
I I can vouch for Ian's magic because when we were on the call, he did something, and I was like, "Holy fucking shit!" Like that's crazy. I can never forget the 7 of Hearts that you did
Oh
on me.
yeah, yeah. I didn't even remember that anymore. But
Yeah,
7 hours. What?
bro, the amount of takeaways I had from our call was like insane. Like there was so many things. Like after our call, I went to have dinner with like my partner and her friends, and I was like, guys, I just had one of the best conversations I had in a long time. It's for real. But well, yeah, I mean, gang, we're 3 episodes in. This is episode 4, and again, I just want to share with people 2 reasons why I speak to my guest. Number one is to share to everyone that it is possible to have like a 9 to 5, but also commit to something creatively on the side, and that it's possible to balance that. And number two is that hopefully I can inspire someone to just fucking start, like just freaking
Mm.
do it. Like that's what everyone that has been on here has said, and that what's blocking you from doing it, and that's why this podcast is called LocKDin. It's because, well, to get to where we are, to balance everything, you have to be locked in. Um, so I guess to start off, Ian, like, how have you been locked in with your goals? Like, what's something that you've been sort of like focused recently?
Well, how am I focused, or what's something I'm focused on? There's a few questions there. Which
That's
one do you
true.
want me to answer first?
What's something you've been focusing on? Yeah,
What's
let's go
something
with
I've been
that.
focusing on? Well, I feel like I have trouble focusing on one single thing at a certain time.
Mm, mm,
So I went from two extremes, one extreme to another. I went from struggling to be motivated like years ago to now struggling to find time to even rest. So at the
okay.
moment, I am focused on my own 9 to 5 job. We're
Mm,
entering a new season where there's a new campaign. I'm making sure everything is running smoothly. But also, I am doing a lot of sales and pitching
mm,
to try and acquire new clients and doing
mm,
my side job.
mm,
Um, I have a few videos that are backlogged that I have to do.
mhm.
I I wrote a book, so I'm
Yeah.
trying to get that. So I told you I was struggling to get it published. It's published now, so it's scheduled to release in a few weeks.
Let's go.
So I'm doing a launch for that now. So that's another thing. And I'm learning Korean. So many
Mm,
things I feel like I'm doing. Um, in terms of staying locked in, I try not to think of I don't have big goals.
mm,
I have small things that I want to do and small action points that I have to do to achieve those small things, and I work from there. I don't like
mm,
looking at like too big of a picture.
mm.
Yeah.
So you break it down into like actionable bite-sized chunks that like at least you
Yeah,
know that once you tick it off, it's like okay, like I'm going somewhere.
yeah. I don't know if you've heard. I don't know if I said this last time, but the
Mm,
fox, the boy, the fox, and the horse.
mm,
There's a book about that. They're like walking in the forest. And I'm butchering. I might be butchering this whole quote, right? But they're walking in the forest. It's very dimly lit, and the boy is scared. He's like, I don't know where to go. I don't
mm,
see the end. And the fox goes, well, can you see your next step? And the boy is like, yeah. And then he was like, then take it. So it's like I don't see it too far away. I
mm,
just
mm.
see the next step. And I think a lot of people sometimes feel overwhelmed with the whole big picture. Everything has to be perfect before it starts. But then if it's so perfect, then you're never gonna start.
Correct.
Yeah.
Correct. I think one of my that resonates with me because in my company we do this thing called team therapy a lot. So like we
Mm,
every Thursday 5:30 till 6 everyone gathers around together and we go through like what's one thing we feel anxious about but also what's another thing that we feel good about. And then
mm-hmm,
I think for at least for this week, like not only for myself but for also for my other colleagues that they were like, yeah, they're anxious about so many different things, but then the conclusion we came onto is that the way to beat anxiety is just action. Just because get the fucking thing out of the way, and at least that you
mm,
know that like you're putting in the reps,
mm-hmm,
um,
mm-hmm.
and you're getting somewhere. Because if you don't start doing something, that you're just gonna ruminate and you'll spiral down, and you're like, oh my god, like this is like
Yeah,
um,
exactly.
yeah, so that's not the case at all. But um, you what you mentioned, there's like a lot of things that I want to pick up on. And with regards to you doing marketing, you've been doing it for 5 years. Like, how did you
Mm-hmm.
end up in marketing? Like, was that something that you studied before, or?
Well, I came to Ireland 10 years ago, and I
Mm,
did general studies in engineering science. I think that's what they call it. And then after that, I did electronic engineering. So
mm,
I did not enjoy electronic engineering. Uh, I got some exposure to how work was going to be,
mm,
and the more closer I got to graduating, the more I was like, no, this is not for me. I remember I was in talking to somebody in the international office, and at the time I was doing a lot of student rep stuff.
mm,
So I was
mm.
student ambassador
Nice.
for my college, but I was also the international society president. So basically, a lot of like organizational event stuff, and she was like, maybe marketing would be good for you. So I spoke to my dad, and the agreement was like, finish electronics, and then you can
Mm,
do a postgrad in marketing, so digital
mm.
marketing. So I did that during COVID, and
Oh,
through that, I think I was able to land like the first few jobs. So yeah, it's not bad.
nice. That's interesting because like
I pivot basically.
you pivot, but
Yeah.
then did you feel like you knew that you would have been interested in marketing had you not like had that conversation with the university
No,
person? No.
I especially from our culture, there's this um we look down on this specific department,
Mm,
right?
mm,
Like people, as even with the stuff that I do on the side, like people don't value it as much. Even
mm,
creatives, it's not just
mm.
my stuff. Anything creative, it's just not valued. It's wanted, it's not valued. And and again, we hire people to do these things for us, but then we micromanage it and think that we would know better.
Mm.
Yeah, we have no experience. Like there's so much to it. It's like a huge it's a huge
Stigma?
umbrella of not a huge umbrella, like marketing is a huge umbrella of so many things, like
Mm.
advertising and branding and operations. Like there's so
Yes.
much in it.
Correct.
We but you know even in Singapore, I don't think it's just a Southeast Asian thing.
Mm.
You know?
Mm. That's
Yeah.
interesting. Marketing, like, how are you enjoying it? Because
No.
you've been there for 5 years.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah,
you
yeah.
know,
I love it. I live and breathe it. Right. I love
nice.
marketing. I love sales. I think that's just who I am.
That's awesome. That's awesome. And how did how did you come across like content, videography, like or how did it find you?
Great question. I actually started it a year after I started Magic.
Oh,
So I
even
remember, yeah,
back
yeah,
in Kuching, sorry. Like,
exactly, yeah.
okay.
So a common friend of ours, Kelly, we used to do it together. It was
Yeah,
me and
yeah, yeah.
him doing a bunch of things, and then after that, I went off to college. I kind of put it on pause, and he continued it for a few years, and
Mm,
then now he's kind of stepped away with it, whereas I
mm,
picked it back up
mm.
the last 2 years.
Interesting.
I think it was always something I really enjoy. I love filming and editing. I love video. He loves photos.
Mm.
We worked well together, but it was only last year where the transition of looking at the things that I'm good at and learning how to monetize it and turn it into a business. I think that's the part that I think a lot of people struggle with.
Mm.
You know,
Mm.
'cause sometimes we do things very aimlessly. We think this is what it's supposed to be, but there are so many ways to turn it and give it monetary value. And if that's not even a priority, then that's fine. Just balance both. It's completely okay. And I know your the whole premise is like you say like how do you balance a 9 to 5 um uh with a side hustle.
Hustle, yeah, creative one.
Eventually that creative side hustle is gonna be my main thing.
Correct.
That's
Yeah.
how it's gonna be. I don't know when. I'm loving both. But yeah.
Amazing. And what was the click moment when you first was it like when you first picked up the camera and you were because you said you were into video, like what was it like? Was it a project that you and Kelly did together first, and then you were like, "Shit, this is it," or
You mean for in terms of liking video or in terms of earning money from it?
liking video?
Liking video. Okay. I remember growing up, I used to watch this guy called Andy X, and he's a Norwegian filmmaker. I
Mm,
still watch him from time to time, but um, I love how he would have like, you know, he wouldn't have a lot of money, so he would have like a cheap equipment, and then he
mm,
used it to basically make these short films. And I was like, whoa, that's so cool. And
mm,
I got like a pretty basic camera at the time,
mm,
and he was using that exact camera. So I was so inspired. I was like, you don't need to have the best kind of gear. You just have to focus on storytelling and everything else. Oh my gosh, that was loud. Someone just did a fire, but
yeah,
fire. But yeah, just he was focused on storytelling, and I'm trying to, I don't know how to put this into words because this is such a crazy question, but like uh basically showing you what my eyes sees,
yeah, yeah,
and
yeah,
then invoking that emotion, something like that.
something like that.
Yeah,
Nice.
yeah, yeah. I don't know if I answered the question, but yeah.
I think I see what you're trying to say. I understand. I think that's what matters. I guess, at least for me, but like.
Yeah,
Because like I was gonna touch on your content because like what I'm seeing, I'm sure what people who consume your content see, like it's that right. It's like showing what you see through the lens, and it's all like storytelling based, which I really like. And I'm really
appreciate it.
interested in this thing where there was a moment where I think this year, right? You literally decided to go into what was it, 30-day challenge? That you
Yeah,
committed yourself to that. Like,
yeah.
why did you do it?
Great question. I have no clue, bro. I wanted to prove to myself that I
Mm,
could commit to something, and damn, that was tough.
mm,
That was actually so tough. I was
mm,
so drained.
mm,
But then, you know what's crazy is that after you pass day 14,
mm.
it just became a habit,
Mm,
and the
that's good.
fatigue disappeared.
Okay.
It was so weird. It was like clockwork. And I got so familiar with everything and the shortcuts of make being efficient and increasing
Mm.
my work capacity. Yeah, I think I did it because I wanted to prove to myself that I could do it.
Would you say throughout the way, like workload, sorry, your
Capacity,
workflow, yeah,
my
work
workflow.
capacity, but also workflow became like more optimized. Like, you know
Yeah,
exactly like how to cut corners, but also in a way still maintain that level of quality that you want to
yeah,
like
yeah.
maintain. But then I guess how were you able to do that when you were like, yeah, working in marketing? I'm sure like you must have gone through like loads of different campaigns, etc. Like that at the same time, and yeah, I mean it's just like very interesting to me. Like how were you able to do it? I'm sure you had to compromise something.
Sleep.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I had to compromise sleep. Um, I was really tired, but I think I got used to it, and it's also just managing time and realizing that is like your time is so valuable, and who you give it to is
Mm,
very important. So that was me realizing, like, okay, there are some leaks here. There's leaks in my time
mm,
that is not being properly optimized. I
mm,
did make too big of sacrifices where I missed out on a lot of social events. Like those things are still really important to me.
mm,
But
mm,
then I had to optimize it. So I had to be disciplined in the fact that okay, guys, I have to go now because
Yeah,
it's late.
yeah,
I still have
yeah,
to edit. So I
yeah.
will always give myself ample time, and also knowing that towards the end, my workflow went from like 5 hours to an hour and a half. So
Holy shit, that's so good though.
yeah, it's
And that
very
was
crazy.
that
Yeah.
happened after day 14 of like.
Towards the end, so I'm just going very extreme from the day
Yeah,
one
yeah,
to
yeah.
day 30.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. Holy
So
shit.
very, very quick. Yeah.
Oh my gosh. And do you feel like that's that's the standard now
Yeah.
since then?
I think it's because everything is like, even if the video is not shot, my script is ready to go. And I think if I have my
Uh
script ready, my shot list ready,
yeah.
it's easy. You know.
There's a few takeaways that I got from this. Like, it sounds like you're time blocking in a way to make sure
Mm.
that like you're managing life, but also like committing to this. But also B, you've already laid the foundations of like the type of content you're gonna put out to the world essentially, and that just makes everything so much quicker. I bet like for you maybe scripting
Mm.
takes up a chunk of it if it's like holy
Yes.
shit like 30
Yeah.
pieces of thing, and then that way once you've already front loaded that, then at least you're able to like just yeah fucking
I,
edit
sc-
it
I,
and
s-
put it
I
out.
script the day before.
Okay,
Yeah. Yeah.
okay,
So I
that's
script
smart.
the day before. Yeah. Or on the day because I film towards the end of the day.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's sick. No, that's super sick. So that would you say that's your system then, that yeah, or sort of that you manage life, work, your book with
Mm,
content as well, or no?
yeah. Yeah. Because I'm. This is. I love how you say time blocking because I don't necessarily do that.
Mm,
I'm not structured to that point.
mm,
I struggle with structure, so I force myself to have systems. And one thing that helps with anxiety is that you create lists. So
mm.
anxiety trickles down to insomnia, and you can't sleep because you're thinking about so many things. I have lists everywhere. I have shit
Nice.
tons of lists on my phone, physical, and notebooks. Like, a few things I've learned throughout my career is that actually putting things into the calendar is one important thing, but
Yeah.
having like physical notebooks and
Mm.
writing your thoughts down. Like, even when I'm doing job interviews, it was very impressive to people that I have a notebook and I'm going in there not as somebody who's trying to get a job, but somebody who's like, how can my skill set help your business?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So when I'm doing interviews, I'm doing that now. I'm writing down notes, and even client meetings, I'm just always writing down notes. I think having those things are so important.
Yeah. No, that's really cool. Cause I feel like I don't know, if I'm in a room with you and I see taking notes, I'm just like, wow, holy shit, like this guy is like it just imparts a certain level of confidence in a way, or like this guy is just sorted. At least that's how I see it.
That's
Because
interesting.
not yeah, because not everyone does that. Um, I would say. And by the way, sorry, confidence in I mean in the sense of like I know that like this guy got it sorted, like he can deliver. Yeah, exactly. I am interested in the concept and transferable learnings because I feel like there's always things that we can take and apply to each facet of like life. And I
Yeah.
guess you've been doing marketing for 5 years. You're back into content for the past 2 years now. What has been any transferable learnings that you've experienced from one another and you apply to each um yeah your life.
I don't remember any transferable learning from engineering. I will be if I'm being honest.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
um, but in my time of being like the society leader, or
Mm,
okay, I've always had this thing that people always say to me is that you're too optimistic,
mm,
um, or in the words of Lester and Kelly, it will be
mm.
you have so much balls.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
And in a funnier sense, like, I had a phase where I was just talking to any pretty girl and
Okay.
using magic as a crutch, right? And it's not so much from the point of like I need to get their phone number, but I just need to talk. I
Okay.
need to gain that confidence. There has to be some way.
Mm,
So there was a point where I forgot, there's this book so good. It's about rejection.
mm.
Um, like, your goal is to get rejected. I just
Interesting.
I just encouraged like two people over the last week, like, in terms of pitching, and I was like, what's the worst they can say? No,
Yeah, yeah,
right? So
yeah,
keep following up, keep pressuring them. Like, the
yeah,
follow ups are so important,
yeah, yeah, yeah,
right?
yeah, yeah. That's true.
Like, so like I got a conversion by following up 4 times. You know, you get what I mean. But
There you
like,
go.
um, I think that confidence as well came from like magic. So I know that in skill wise, my magic is not the best, but I focus on storytelling. Like my sleight of hand, I would give maybe like a 6 or 7 out of 10. Whereas I've met people who are nines, right? But my storytelling, my crowd control, I would say 10 out of 10.
Mm,
So learning that skill set of knowing how to speak, it transferred into giving speeches during the society stuff,
mm,
um, pitching,
mm,
doing sales,
mm,
promoting certain events, speaking in front of a camera. That all translates to it, you know. So I think a big gift I have is knowing how to speak and inspiring people to believe in themselves.
mm,
You know, I think that's a very big thing. Is that uh, hometown people are so close minded that
mm.
they don't they would, bro. Okay, I don't know how to put this. You tell somebody an idea that you have, and they go, instead of congratulating you or something you achieved, they're like, well, how is that going to work?
Yeah, yeah,
Is
yeah,
that
yeah.
safe? I've heard somebody told me that this is such a big risk. I'm like, you know, I start to have this thing. I was telling my friend yesterday because he wants to start an app, right? I'm like, don't
Mm.
trust people with
Who?
opinions, trust people with receipts.
Correct, correct. That's
You
true.
know, and if you want to believe, if you want to trust somebody's advice, if you can't look at their achievements, look at their failures, right? Like if they're failing but they're still like going and grinding and still trying to get to the top, bro, that man's unstoppable. That person
Yeah,
is unstoppable.
yeah,
So
yeah.
like, I've literally lost my job and my visa, and I've repeated a year in college. Like I've had
Mm,
like the least amount of money in my bank account was like -9 euros. I've
yeah.
been in overdraft, so I'm
Mm,
like, what can anything else, like nothing can hurt me, man.
mm,
Oh, I
mm,
went through a breakup. I went through death, bro. Like I experienced
mm,
like grief. So I'm like,
mm.
what can you do?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It's like the only thing you can do is like just keep going. Just yeah, just like
Yeah.
get the scarcity mindset, right? Because I feel
Mm.
like every like the thing that when I speak to you and what I think that like a lot of people, we're touching a hometown now, but like what I think a lot of people lack is like just that growth mindset in a way. And I feel like well, this is interesting because now this ties into my next thing that I'm gonna touch. But it's obviously we're both from the same small town,
Yeah.
Kuching.
Yeah.
Big up, love Kuching.
Yeah.
Um, how much of a mentality shift do you think you've gone through um since leaving, and how has that sort of aided you now throughout your whole life, but also I guess spill into your career, but also like whatever goals you're doing, like content, book, etc.
I think um home is always a fear based sort of like mentality.
Mm,
I think we touched on this before as well,
mm,
but it's not like I can finish college after a professional degree to go back and work for my dad. I
yeah,
have that safety mindset, or
same.
I'm gonna go run my dad's business,
Mm,
or my family's gonna give me a chunk of money and open up a boba shop that it will fail in the next 2 years because a new
mm.
boba shop's gonna open. Yes,
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
talking to you, whoever's watching. I'm calling you out. I'm calling I'm calling you out because you're living in your comfort. You have this blessing of being overseas, and you're like, I don't want to touch on brain drain, but like you're living overseas and you have all these opportunities, but like, oh, it's so cold and it's so depressing and there's no Malaysian food, bro. Get over
mm,
yourself,
mm, mm, mm,
right? Get over
mm,
yourself,
mm,
right? Like I don't have the privilege of feeling that way. I want to build something that no one has done before. That I don't know anybody who wants to go down this path that I want to until I met you.
mm,
Like,
mm, mm.
especially from coaching, I'm going
Yeah,
specifically into coaching because
yeah, exactly.
like I know that as much as I love home, I won't be able to do the things that I love there. You know, um, I completely lost the question now, to be honest. But uh, yeah, like it's such a there's this story of like this guy who grew up with a tribe in a cave, right? And then
Mm.
he went outside of the cave and he saw such an amazing world. And he went back to tell everyone, he told the tribe. And instead of the tribe believing him, they actually killed him for it because they thought he went crazy.
Yeah, that's wild. That's wild.
Yeah, it's so sad. So like these people, and I can't blame them for the way they
Mm.
see things,
Mm. Mm.
because that's what they've seen and that's how they're
That's how the
raised.
environment is as
Yes,
well. Like,
yeah.
yeah.
I think until you've truly felt that kind of like need or that struggle to you have to make it, it's not going to be the same.
No, I really fight with that, and I think that kind of answers like. But yeah, I know you said you lost track of the question, but that already answers the question that I was asking anyway. And I'm living in London now, and I think there's that I cannot afford to be comfortable. I cannot afford to be like resting on my laurels here, just because I know that maybe any day, like look, I work at a startup. Any day, something can go wrong. I could
Mm,
just lose my job. Or any day, if the government decides to change their visa legislation, I could just be deported. So like I don't feel like I've earned the right to actually be comfortable.
mm,
And I know that like loads of people that we both know or at home, for example, like I think, they may have studied here in the UK and Ireland, but they've decided to go back just because they have the luxury of like, starting out their own businesses, etc. and all that, which is I'm happy for them, good for them. But at the same time, I think it's like, you know, the like I don't know. It's just like there's that level of like risk taking that they're potentially missing out. Um, and I'm sure like maybe yeah, I think maybe we might actually upset some people, whatever. But at the same time, maybe they start the business to continue family business line, whatever, and that's not at fault to them. But like yeah, I think it's just like I know at the back of my head that like yeah, this is like I have to make this work in this life, especially
mm.
being in the West, because like we don't have the luxury of like getting contacts to like work around stuff and all that. Um, yeah, so that's interesting. Yeah, I feel like, and that's why like, I was like, yeah, like Ian gets it. Ian gets where I'm coming from as well. Um,
I think we're part of a very small community of um Malaysians, because the ones that, like, let's say the from specifically from Kuching, right? Like
mm,
if they're able to go overseas, if they're able to go to overseas and study, they're probably doing quite well financially in their family, right? And then the ones that can't, then they start back home or they go to
correct.
local U, which is fine, which is
Mm,
completely fine. But then um the ones who barely scrape through and actually make it, and then now are surviving and somewhat thriving in their own created environment, that's unique then. Because then like this is what you've created and it's not something you can fall back on back home.
mm, mm.
And you can see the same goes for a lot of people who they peak in in secondary school,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, yeah,
you
yeah,
know and then when they leave, they're like, my comfort is gone, my money is gone.
yeah, yeah.
Or they elevate their spending and doing all these things, but it's like, when you're building something for yourself, if you're actually taking the risk and you actually have to put yourself out there to
Correct,
pitch to get money,
correct.
you move different.
Yeah.
It's not just, here's a lot of cash, do what you want with it. That's all.
Mm, mm. No, that makes complete sense. And I think just touching on what you said, like, know for sure that you and I have our own struggles from like at least trying to make it work living here
Mm,
as immigrants, and like when I know that people who have the privilege to like actually move over, like at least get out of the town and like push themselves in a certain type of way, but they choose not to because life is comfortable there. I'm just like, it's your prerogative. I respect it, but at the same time, I'm like, gosh, like you're actually missing out on like at least if you have experienced maybe even 5 or 10% of like what I've gone through and the type of people, the world that I've seen, it would change you, like
mm.
literally change you. And I think I'm just like at the end of the day, I'm just like like if only. But anyway, I mean that choice has been made by them, so like who am I, right? But at the same time, I just know that like like you said, you'll just move different. So that's why like I've been asked by people like, oh, like would you ever move back, etc. My answer would be I don't know because actually no, because like if I move back, I'll just be comfortable, and that would kill me. And
Mm,
not directly, but you know what I mean. Yeah, and I think that's why more over like more important that like I just need to stay locked in, here especially.
mm-hmm,
Moving on to like a little bit of a lighter note, but kind of still touching on home, like we both grew up in a place where they don't encourage creativity. That is looked down because, hey, if you want to pursue a career in the creative arts, that's not going to guarantee a future unless you become a doctor, lawyer, engineer, blah, 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 whatever. How did you, I guess, go about that in a way that's now like, I don't know. When I look at you, you kind of broken the mold. Like you've gone through a lot of like stereotypical Asian upbringing in a way. I'm just like that has that like what was it that
hmm.
made you decide to just fucking break the norm?
Really wanted a field that I could succeed in. I was focused on my happiness.
Mm,
Some could say that's privilege or being selfish. Do what
mm,
you will with that information, right? Um, but that was a industry that I knew I could succeed in. And what the success looked like, I didn't know. I had no
mm,
clue. But it was I thought that I was able. This is tough now. I thought I was able to just grind through that 9 to 5
mm,
and climb that corporate ladder. That's what
mm,
I thought
mm,
I was meant to do.
mm,
And obviously, it was a big blessing when I got my first gig. I wanted to not do it. It was a wedding,
mm.
and I got paid 350, I think, for the first one. And I was like,
Damn.
oh, okay. I've never gotten paid before for something I love to do, so that was crazy. And getting paid for magic as well, wild. First of all,
Holy shit.
um, the most I ever got paid was 610 pounds, I think.
For
Magic,
holy shit.
right? So then it broke like a mold a little bit, right? But I wasn't really enjoying it. It didn't really fully click. I
Mm,
didn't know how to grow it. And then it wasn't until last year when I lost my job and I had to do this fully. Is when
mm,
I realized, whoa, so time is no longer in the hourly wage kind of thing.
mm, mm,
Time is value, right? How much, how much money I can earn in the least amount of time as possible, but offering the largest amount of value to whoever's hiring me was then a mindset shift, and I think growing in that, and it's like keeping like a constant communication with my dad. He starts realizing, oh shit, this is actually a real thing. This is actually
mm,
going to work out.
mm,
And there's two things I would say. I think like with my relationship with Jasmine as well. She's been a fan
mm,
since day one, right? She's
mm,
been my number one supporter. So she clapped so loud that I couldn't hear anyone else not
mm,
clapping around me, right? So it was like it was that constant encouragement and just helping me to get to where I'm at today. Truly is. I think it's amazing, and I know what I can do, and I try to inspire people to find a way to do that in what I've done. And if there's anything that I can help to achieve that as well, I'll try.
mm.
But the first thing is they have to break that mentality. You know, I was speaking to a friend a few days ago, and I was just saying like, um, this this girl is traveling overseas from like Ireland to Thailand. She's gonna spend Thailand and some parts of Southeast Asia, and she saved out like 6 months of money.
Yeah.
She's in her early 20s, and he's like, "That's kind of financially irresponsible, bro." Then I'm like, "I don't think so."
Mm.
I think like so many people from our culture will work their entire lives to only do that, and when they're old,
Yeah,
that you have to
correct.
save and buy a car and buy a house because those are the laws of the society.
Might
But
be. Yeah.
then when you want to do something that makes you happy, you're considered selfish, which is so weird. I don't know, man. I don't know. It's just something that has to be broken.
Yeah. I love that. What I'm hearing from you is like kind of like you want to go against the norm because you know that like the path that you're on is the right one, and fuck what everyone says, fuck whatever societal norms has like, imparted onto our beliefs and all that. Is like you yourself know that like what you're doing is like the right path, and you shown to people, and your support system is there. That's like you're just trusting the process,
Mm.
and I think I fuck with that basically. um but then I guess, was there ever a point where you thought, at least with your content, that like, I can't keep this up, especially when I'm doing all these like other things at work majority of the time, creating book, etc. And I know that you said you did pause it for a bit, and then you picked that back up to 2 years ago as well. But what about now?
I paused it because I just wasn't interested. I
Mm,
think um, when I'm doing like all these things, I try my best to delegate it in a way that I can give it somewhat of um, attention, and it has to be fruitful. So, have you heard the 80-20 rule?
yeah,
Yeah.
Pareto.
So I think
Pareto.
so.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
I
I think I
just
know.
I just I try my best to at least like do 80% of it,
Mm, mm.
and I think now even at my age, it's not like I'm that old. I think we're the same age, but sleep is so important,
Oh my gosh, yeah.
right? So like I try not to lag behind on sleep because it affects everything. But when I get the time, I do things that I know grow me spiritually, mentally,
Mm,
physically, like small workouts here and there. Um, Honestly, the health thing is something I need to lock in on as well. Like, I think I'm not doing as good as I can, but that's
mm,
just my opinion on a lot of things that I do.
mm,
Like for example, like learning Korean as well.
mm,
Having time aside to actually revise what I've learned. Um, in the creative aspect of like video,
mm,
create video and content for myself, create
mm,
content that is that helps me grow creatively, so that I can help clients in that way.
mm,
I
mm.
don't think anything is done at a loss. I always try to see the half full side.
Yeah.
There's always a positive outlook to every situation.
Mm. Love that. Love that. With your work, your full time job, there's that it's also creatively demanding as well, I bet. Like, and I bet it also engages the same side of your brain
Mm.
when you're creating video content. Like, how do you keep your creativity alive when I assume that your 9 to 5 already demands more creative energy?
Um, I talk to people who are in the same field. I read a lot of articles. I watch a
Mm,
lot of videos.
mm,
Like you learn new trends, new techniques, understanding data, and actually like perfecting your craft as well. Like I'm gonna have an intern start with me start of next month, so I'm
yeah.
very excited for that because I've never had that before. I
Yeah,
manage a
yeah,
team, but intern's quite unique, so I get to create that flow for her. She's only gonna be there for a week, but like I want to help her see marketing as a whole and see maybe which part she likes more. At the end of the week, she will find out that. So that's very exciting for me.
nice. Love
Yeah,
that. Love
just
that.
always keep learning. Keep
Yeah,
learning. Yeah.
yeah. And you always like seek or look for sources that kind of like helps you in whatever
Yeah.
ways that it benefits you, basically.
Mhm.
um and what would you say are your proudest achievements then so far, like with your marketing job, but also like with your content?
My proudest achievements. Wow, what a question. I don't think I've ever been asked that.
Really?
Yeah, off the top of my head, I want to say the 30 days, but it seems very shallow. Um,
Why'd you say shallow though, out of curiosity?
hmm. Shallow because like anyone could have done that. um,
Fair.
yeah, let's just say the 30 days. I think
Yeah.
that's really cool because it was a struggle. I didn't expect it to resonate with so many people.
Mm,
The numbers were never really a priority for me. It was just I announced this. I intend to
mm.
hold my end of to hold my
The bargain.
word
Yeah.
and my end of the bargain. Yeah. So prove to people and myself that I could commit to this. And everyone knows it's not easy as well. But
Yeah.
I was very intentful in the fact that it's still curated. is crafted properly and it maintained the same quality throughout.
Mm, mm.
That really was really important. That was really important to me.
And that's why
Yeah.
I find it interesting when you say shallow, because I was like, for you, like the growth that you went through, even though it's so condensed that it, like you yourself said, like your workflow cut from 5 hours to 1.5 of editing, and then also like you just took away a lot out of it.
Mm.
Um, and I remember, I think it was one of your videos, you said like you're not doing it for engagement or something, you were doing it um to show up or something like that. Like
That
you
was the
said
last
in
video, I think. Yeah.
the last video,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah.
You said something like
Yeah.
that. Yeah, no, so that's fair. I love that. I love that. Actually, one of my favorite videos that you've done is the one that I think was your friend. It was like the magic trick, the ring,
Yeah. Yeah.
because like his reaction was like would have been my reaction if that happened. I was like, yo, like that's crazy.
Yeah. That was a cool one.
If someone is listening right now who is, working a 9 to 5, but also they're kind of like hesitant in just pursuing whatever they want to pursue, like what would you advise? What would be your advice to them?
I used to have this thing where, like, I think people are hesitant because they want it to be perfect.
Mm,
There is this verse in the Bible and a book called Ecclesiastes where Solomon wrote, you don't wait till the wind is right or the soil is moist to plant the seed, because if you do, you never plant.
mm,
And a lot of people will say, no, I'll do it next month.
mm,
I'll do it in
mm,
2 months. 2 months I'll
mm.
be ready. 2 months is gonna pass and you haven't started. And the problem is not that you didn't start, but if you started today or tomorrow, in 2 months you will have somewhat of a growth. Yeah. So it's like, just start and then worry about it when it happens. I think a lot of people are like, what if I do this and this, all these things happen? How am I going to manage it? Well, when it happens, worry about it then and sort it out, because it's a blessing
Yeah,
that it happens.
yeah. And it's like it's a future you problem, basically. Like,
Yeah. Future
yeah,
me will worry about it. Yeah.
yeah,
I
yeah,
don't have to
yeah,
worry. Yeah. Let me just do it now, and then Ian in the future can think about it. It's fine.
yeah.
Yeah.
I love that saying. People always say, "Yeah, that's like a problem for tomorrow, or whatever." I'm
Yeah.
like, "What? I don't know why." It's so funny.
It's actually, it comes from, I don't know if people realize this, but it comes from a verse in the Bible. It says, "Do not worry about today, for tomorrow has its own worries." So it's like you live your life
Wow.
one step at a time, because there's
Yeah,
always
yeah,
something to worry about.
yeah.
And it goes deeper into saying, don't worry about the food that you will eat or the
Mm,
clothes
mm,
that you will wear, because, like, the Lord has got your back. You look at that crow. This is literally in the verse. Like, a crow doesn't worry, or the crow or bird, or whatever, doesn't worry about the food,
mm,
because God will still bless it with food. So
mm.
are you not more valuable than the bird?
Yeah,
And
yeah,
I go deeper into this, right? When I read that, it was like, do not worry about food that you will wear, food that you will eat, or clothes that
yeah,
you will wear. And it's a
yeah.
lot of like me. And when you're worried or anxious, you're thinking about yourself, and it's a pride issue. It's the I'm gonna relinquish my trust in myself and put
Mm,
that onto a higher power.
mm, mm,
So all my purpose, and I think it goes back to my greatest achievement, is that
mm,
when I do things, you start seeing like a lot of things in my work or fingerprints. It relates back to God, and I think that's my main purpose. Is
mm,
to make Him proud.
mm,
And this is also a verse that I want Him to say to me at the end of times.
mm,
Well done, my good and faithful servant.
mm,
That's all that matters.
mm.
That I'm doing it all for Him.
Mm.
So that's why success is defined very differently for me.
Correct. Yeah.
Yeah,
And I feel like your strong faith has taken you so far
yeah,
into like where you are now. Like, from
yeah.
like moving from Kuching to Ireland 10 years back or 11 years back. 10? Yeah.
I only found my faith 5 years ago, but yeah.
Oh really?
But
Okay,
yeah, okay,
okay.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
Yeah, yeah,
yeah,
yeah. Okay.
yeah. But
But then, yeah, even that is a testament to that, right? Like it's carried
mhm,
you
mhm,
on so far into where it is now, and I bet I think we also touched on it. That's also why you're half full as well, just because
mm,
like even when you've gone through your struggles, you're still able to bounce back, and it's just like you know,
yep,
it,
yeah,
there's it's just like it's just a blessing in you find the blessings in whatever capacity that has come through,
yeah,
etc.
exactly. abundance. I'm living in. I live. I said this to you. I think I'm living in an overflow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I love that. I love that, man. And I want to do a quick fire or 5 rounds. And I'm going to start with the first one.
Yep.
Favorite city or country to visit?
Florence.
Why?
Do I have to explain? Oh, I love the architecture. I love how historical it looks. I love the food, and it looks somewhat bougie and old.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no, I fuck with that. I love Florence as well, but just because of your reasons, actually. So I'm I'm
Yeah,
gonna ask
yeah,
why on
yeah.
some parts, but like, yeah, yeah. And um, favorite movie
Favorite
that you've
movie,
watched?
Interstellar.
Yeah, fair
Interstellar.
enough. Fair enough.
Sci-fi, emotion,
Yeah,
storytelling,
yeah.
score,
Mm,
videography, yeah, everything.
mm. Don't you think it should be higher up in the IMDb or at the
It deserves
score?
more. It
Yeah, it
deserves
deserves
more.
more.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
um, favorite food to eat?
Follow me.
Yo, let's go.
Yeah, yeah.
No reasons needed, like hands down. Wait, sorry.
Red.
So you eat that, you prefer that compared to laksa? Sorry,
Oh,
laksa.
100%.
Oh, interesting.
100%.
Okay, okay.
100%. Yeah. I,
Nice.
I eat it breakfast, lunch, dinner, man. My death row
Respect.
meal.
And that's why you don't fuck with Malaysian food, because like anything can be breakfast, lunch, and dinner. It's not like one of these,
Yes, actually,
you
yeah.
know.
You're right. You're right. Yeah, yeah. That's true. That's
um,
true.
favorite song?
Favorite song. Gosh, dang, you got me there now. Better by Khaled.
Oh, okay. How
Yeah.
how how does it? Okay, you know what? Okay, I'm gonna search it out after this as well. And favorite quote.
Um. Ooh, actually, favorite quote. Favorite quote. Favorite quote. Yes. Okay. Um. Something that has hit me recently because I think I know the power of speech now.
Mm,
Um. And I've been given opportunities to speak. I've
mm,
been asked to speak a lot.
mm,
Um. And it pertains more to like a faith sense and Bible sense, but
mm.
my pastor has been like pouring into me a lot, and he's been like giving me opportunities and growing me. He's a close friend and a mentor as well. And this specific quote convicts me a lot because it's the passion to speak without the burden to study. It's just a desire to perform.
Passion to speak without the desire to study.
No,
Uh,
without the burden to study.
without the burden to study is
It's a
the desire to
desire.
perform.
Yeah. So that means that a lot of people now they all want to speak, they want to be on platforms, they want to show up and show people what they can do, but if you're not spending that quiet time actually perfecting your craft and trying to do better, or you don't have that burden to actually
Mm,
study it, you
mm.
just want to perform, you're not actually somebody who's actually called to speak or is anointed or
See,
whatever. Yeah,
I see. Okay,
I
so
really like that.
wait, what is going on?
I don't understand.
Sorry, I don't know.
It's
What's
okay.
that?
I don't know why my Siri just suddenly like came out. Like, what the heck? Did you hear it just now or
Yeah,
no?
I did.
What
Oh my
the
gosh.
heck? What the heck? Oh, I'm so annoyed. Anyway, sorry about that. But
No worries.
um, that threw me off. But anyway, um, no, it kind of sounds like be intentional when you are speaking, or like at least like when you are speaking, at least be on the platform where you know your shit. Is that, am I saying it wrongly or
No, I think you kind of got a sense there. It is a
yeah,
very deep thing.
yeah,
It is very deep, but
yeah,
obviously it's very close to my heart because a few years ago I just want to speak, I want to teach, I want to show people that look,
yeah,
I know all these things.
yeah.
Now I'm like I'm more careful about what I say. I'm more
Mm,
careful about where I'm at or how I teach people because I want to make sure I'm saying the right thing. I'll make
yeah,
sure that I'm spending time actually studying. This is all in the context of like the Bible and stuff, but
mm.
I think it can relate to the world as well.
Nice. Love that. Love that. And I guess we're gonna wrap up now, but Ian, what's next for you? What should people, the masses, look out for?
What's next for me? Oh my gosh. Well, if you're somebody from Southeast Asia
Mm-hmm.
and you are an immigrant or you're basically just an adult, um, I'm releasing a book, and I think that
Let's
book
go.
resonates with a lot of people.
Mm,
Long story short, One of the stories called "When the Table Was Full"
Mm.
is about my parents from their perspective of just seeing all the kids growing up overseas and now they're alone. So it is very sad. And us as kids will see them in snippets,
Yeah. Yeah.
once a year, twice a year, and you just see them
Yeah.
age so quickly. So
Yeah. 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 Wow. And no, I really want to read that. Well, first, I really want to read the book, but also that chapter in particular. Like, how can I, yeah, come, is there a website or like, how
oh,
can
yes,
people find it as
sorry,
well? Like,
I
yeah,
should
yeah,
have.
yeah, okay.
Yeah, yeah. I forgot to plug that, to be honest.
Got a self plug, bro.
Amazon, Amazon.
Amazon.
It'll be on Amazon.
Shit.
For people in Malaysia, however,
Yeah.
you will have to order it from Amazon.com because it's the only Amazon that ships to Malaysia. And delivery fee is gonna be kind of shit, but I promise you, you would love it.
Yeah.
But if you want to avoid the delivery fee, let me know. DM me. Buy it on like, or buy it or something, or DM me or whatever, and I'll bring it back for you. So you don't have to pay the
Damn.
delivery.
Wow.
Yeah.
Or you can DM me as well. Like, I'll help out too. So all good.
Oh yeah,
Shit.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
There you
yeah,
go. There you go. You got
yeah.
two people who can deliver. Dude, that's amazing. No, honestly. The book's already out, right? Like,
It's pending Amazon to release, so it has a release day. I'm not sure when. It should be in the next few days, but it's
okay, yeah.
already approved, so it's in review.
Oh my gosh.
Um,
That's big.
it's crazy, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah.
I realized actually. I was meant to say this. The
Yeah,
book
yeah.
is about the collateral beauty of suffering.
Interesting.
Um,
Okay.
yeah. So every pain, there's always a silver lining, and I want to
Yeah.
focus on that.
Love that.
So yeah.
So it kind of touches on like, well, I don't know if it does, but like phrases like rejection is redirection, or
Mm,
like there's no regrets, is only lessons learned from there, for example. So
yeah.
kind of in the
Yeah.
same mode. Okay. Love that. Dude, that's amazing. Ian, I really, really appreciate sort of like your time, our
Thank you,
conversation
bro.
about this. I fucking enjoyed this episode. And yeah, I mean, this has been great. And basically I'm gonna plug, your social links, etc. So like it'll be there, it'll be on YouTube, Spotify, and all that basically. Um, and yeah, guys, I mean, I hope you guys enjoyed that. Stay tuned, like if you guys resonate with like any of like what we talked about, feel free to just like, yeah, hit me up, and also Ian up as well if they can. And
Yeah, of course, of course.
yeah, and then yeah, we'll go from there. But take care, my friends, and yeah, see you guys soon. Bye.